Hi guys, it's Stephen Edwards from Client Max. Many of you may know me from Grow Profit First Accountants, which was formerly CTA, but I'll talk about myself in a second. Because I'm not, or we are, the Client Max team are not at Accountex this year, and actually a bit of an interesting thing about me, I've never been to Accountex, which might surprise quite a few people. I'm doing a virtual stand. I just want to talk about Client Max, what it is, what we're building, who's it for, what problem we're solving, and yeah, if there's any questions, you can then come back to me. So I'm trying to basically replicate if I was having a conversation with someone at Accountex on a stand. Unfortunately, I cannot have a beer with you or a coffee, but I'm sure there's going to be lots of stories. Okay, so just really brief thing. We'll talk about Client Max, talk about the two founders of Client Max, which is myself and Lucinda. We've at the moment we've got a small cohort of people. For anyone who joins us in the early days, I just wanted to get that across that we're going to be a small kind of startup where the people that are joining early on are essentially like founding members, and they're going to have a huge impact on what we're building and how we improve it over time. So something I wanted to mention. Talk a bit about my practice background, that I'm not just a never marketeer. I'm not just someone trying to sell you stuff. I run a practice. I've been running it for over 10 years, and I also work and coach with other accountants, and I'll share some of that about myself. Also talk about maybe what type of marketing systems I've used in the past, what type of marketing systems you may be using, and where Client Max fits in. And also I'd love to hear about what you're looking to achieve with your marketing and how you feel. How could Client Max help with that? So feel free to reach out to me afterwards, and what the next steps would be, because we're moving beyond the kind of beta cohort that we've been doing to making it officially a launch and available to the public. So if you've never met me before, I'm Stephen Edwards. I'm the founder of Grow Profit First Accountants. We have around a dozen team members. I think actually there's 11 of us in total, including part-timers. We've got some team members over in the Philippines. We've got probably half and half in the UK and the Philippines. My role in the business for the last 5 years is really to be working on the business, not in the business. And there's lots of talk around there in terms of people glorifying working on your business. Whatever your journey is for your business is right for you. We've all got different goals. We've all got different definitions of success, but we're on different journeys. But for my journey, I wanted to be a business owner, not an accountant. And that's why I released the book, How to Build a Business That Runs Without You. It's suitable for practice owners if you do want to read it. It's not a plug. I hardly make any money off it. It's on Amazon if you want to search for it, How to Build a Business That Runs Without You. But it's my learning in the last 10 years. How did I free up so much time to purely be doing things like Client Max and to be working on the business? I do have a fairly limited role in the business. I work with a handful of clients. The key thing is I choose. I've got a role I love. I don't do anything I don't want to do in my business. As I said, I coach other accountants, a very small group at the moment. That's why you probably don't hear too much about it. Is I'm very selective with my time, who I work with, but I do work with a small group of other accountants. But everything I share is my proven kind of real experience, my truth from my business. I can't talk too much on Lucinda's behalf because she'll be able to do a far better job than me. But Lucinda is a marketing strategist. Her background was formerly content marketing, but it's now more holistic around the strategy of your marketing, embracing automation and embracing AI, kind of having that, lightweight marketing FD who can give you a little bit of direction and support. And that's where her background comes from. And she's helped thousands of campaigns and lots and lots of business owners over the last 20 years. And me and Lucinda, the core kind of founders of the team, and we bring different things to the party. So Lucinda brings a more specific marketing background. I bring my experience being in the accounting industry, living and breathing it, and still being a practicing accountant. So if you're watching this, whether it's on the comments or if you want to reach out to me, I would love to hear about you. I'd love to hear a bit more about your situation, your practice. Where are you? Where you're based? What's the name, size of your team? What sort of clients you work with? What marketing software you're using? Which is it something like HubSpot? Is it Infusionsoft Keep, which I've used in the past? Something like high level, something more specific? Are you relying on the CRM system from your practice management system? So if you want to share some details with me, that would be great. As I said, I'm trying to replicate if you were at the stand, I would be asking you questions, so I'd love to understand a little bit more about that. So what is Client Max? So in its most basic foundation form, it's a CRM system and a marketing automation system. So there's lots of them on the market, and if you're like me, you might be a bit sick of software subscriptions and apps. I feel your pain. I've been there, and I don't want to just keep on splashing money for every single software provider that is solving one of my problems. And to be honest, some things in my practice I've actually reverted back to spreadsheets because it does what I want to do and it can be tailored. But I'm also very tech-minded at heart, and if something is worth the investment and it's going to solve a problem, I still invest in it. But I'm very picky sort of nowadays. And if you have too many systems, then sometimes they're just left there and you're not really utilizing them. And that's my experience with accountants and marketing and CRM systems. They don't know how to set it up for their business. They don't know how to get started. I think there's some deeper issues in terms of they don't know what the strategy is. They don't know what the messaging is. They don't know what their positioning is. They don't know what their client avatar is. So there's a lot deeper sort of issues. So one of the things we're looking to solve is have something that's ready out the box to get started. So there's templates, some essential templates I think most business owners, let alone accountancy practice owners, should be doing in their business, but we want to make it easy for you to get started. We take a very less is more approach. You've probably heard of the Pareto principle in the past, where often 20% of your activities can give you 80% of the results. We want to focus on that 20% they're going to give you 80% of your results, and that 20% and that 80% of the results might change over time. So it's built to get started initially. However, that's just one part of what makes Client Max special, and it's based off real world campaigns, sequences, funnels, strategies from my business. It's not just something out the box made up, a generic piece of software. The content is things that work for my business and work in our industry. But the beauty is the content is going to be created for you. So it's not just a software system, it's a content creation system. You're going to have content created for you, not for you specifically, but new content that benefits the users of Client Max, the accountancy practice owners of Client Max. So it could be a seasonal campaign. It could be a tax upselling service to do a better service for your clients around tax planning, which a lot of accountants don't do. It could be something to do with advisory. It could be something, to do with Christmas. It could be something to do with the budget. Whatever it is, there's going to be fresh content that you can literally click a button, tweak a little bit for your business if you need to, and get going. So you've got the basis of the platform, which is built for accountants, but you've got the fundamentals of a good CRM system that can do your social media, it can do your funnels, it can do your website. You can create online courses later on if you need to, but we're really focusing on those core things, as I said, to get you started, so we don't want to kind of overwhelm people. Then we've got the content done for you, and the third thing you're getting, the final thing, is you're getting strategic group accountability. And I don't think this should be underplayed and understated how important this is. If you're a practice owner, I shared a post on LinkedIn recently that business is lonely. Trying to do everything on your own is not the way forward. The easiest way to actually progress in life and business is to find someone who's already done something and to learn from them. That's one of the quickest ways. But the other one, I shared how the likelihood of success and achieving something goes up when you've got accountability. So when you've got no accountability, I think it's as low as 10%. When you've got specific accountability on a specific topic, on a specific time, By specific person or people, it goes up to like 90%. If you're being held accountable by your peers and by me facilitating it, it is far more likely to happen. You're going to get that consistency of your blogging, your marketing ideas, your lead magnets, your email marketing, your content creation, your videos, whatever it means for you. So we want monthly group accountability sessions, which are included as part of the subscription. There's also the ability to ask the team and myself anything you need to. And I absolutely believe when you put two minds together, it creates a third mind. So 1 + 1 = 3. But if you multiply that in the community, you know, it can do amazing things. And we're just getting started. The content's just going to get better and better and better over time. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is I want to give you some examples of the content we're going to go into on a regular basis. So as in addition to the strategic accountability sessions, in addition to the new content you're getting, in addition to the software itself, we're also going to go into certain topics. And we're going to go into certain marketing topics. It could be sometimes general practice topics to help you build a better business, get more customers, automate your marketing or make it rhythmic so that it's happening kind of without you. One of the key ways, I just want to give you a little bit of a sneak preview that we're talking about in May with the early cohort members, is the idea of having a scorecard, a marketing scorecard. This is just an example of something I've made up. And basically, you know, what you measure, you can manage. If you don't commit to writing something down with specific dates, specific things, someone's accountable for it, it's probably not going to happen. We've all got millions of things on our to-do list. Having a scorecard is one of the most powerful things you can do. I trained last year as an EOS implementer. I spent thousands of pounds. I went through the boot camp. We implement the EOS in our own business. They believe in scorecards. They help thousands of businesses all around the world. There's some amazing implementers in the UK. So some of you might be familiar with the idea of a scorecard, but it doesn't just need to be your business as a whole. You can drill into a scorecard for a function within your business. And this is where we can get more ideas, because you could probably help your clients create a scorecard for their finances. But I want to hone in on you guys having a marketing scorecard. And this is just one of the topics we're covering in May. It will be recorded and it'll be available for anyone who's a part of the Client Max community. But these topics will change monthly and will be evolved based off the feedback and what people need, essentially. So what do you need to do now? So we're just about to open up in the next few weeks Client Max to the public. We've been going through the cohort, the beta group, because we're fine tuning it, we're making it better. It's still early days, but if you're interested, there's a couple of things you can do. You can join the waitlist. I recommend you do both. You can also join the Facebook group. You've got the QR code there. You might want to pause the video so it's not jumping around. You can also reach out to me personally, drop me a message on LinkedIn, Facebook, or I'm more than happy to have a chat with you. But essentially, we want to grow your practice. And we want to grow your practice. We want to give you the plan, the design, the blueprint, the roadmap on how to do that. And everybody's practice is probably slightly different. So there's things we can all take from it, but your journey will be unique. And we want to help give you that sort of guidance for you personally. So how much does it cost? So I'm going to have to pretend there's people watching this and there's a live audience. How much does it cost was one of the questions. Someone just put their hand up. Dwayne over there, he's asked, how much does it cost? So the cost is $197 plus VAT per month, and you get everything included that I've discussed. And if you join now, you've got to be tied into, that's going to be a guaranteed price for you, apart from just general inflation increases. So because we're early days, there's a good chance in the future that price can be a lot more with all the value we're trying to build. But if you join now, it will be locked in at the $197. However, we are doing a special offer before the end of June. So if you are looking to take action sooner, please reach out to me. So there is some special offers we're looking to introduce, but the official public pricing is going to be 197 plus VAT. But if you're looking to take action, get started with your marketing before June, I'm more than happy to have a chat with you, and we can talk about the special kind of promotions we've got. Will we, making up some of the other questions, how do you get set up? So we provide group quick start workshops how to get set up. We've got an onboarding guide. We've got lots of resources. It's a lot easier than you think. As I said, we really focus on a less is more approach. Essentially, you connect your domain to the system to get your emails functioning within the system. And you also get your contact list imported. We can help give you guidance how to do that. It's super simple. And then we can move on to all the more exciting kind of good stuff. Is there any contracts? Are you tied in? Nope. You can quit when you want. We want people. We don't believe in tying people into 12-month contracts or anything like that. There are some people in our industry that tie you in. I'm not going to mention any names. There's one company I come across that wanted to tie me in for up to 5 years. We believe that you should see the value in what you're getting, and it's part of your practice, it's part of your business, and it's worth every penny. That's it. So we will be sharing the more details. So this is still early stages. So before the end of June, we're going to go live with everything. So reach out before if you're interested to learn more. Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon.